Welcome to JobTalk Vermont. I'm your host, Paul Ferraro, Vermont's one-stop operator, and we're back with another episode focused on helping Vermonters move forward in their careers and connect with real opportunities. This show is built around one mission: to make workforce development personal, accessible, and effective. We share tools, tips, and stories that help you take action, whether you're job searching, changing careers, or just figuring out your next step. Today's episode includes a conversation with a local employer, a look at current job openings across Vermont, and practical advice to help you prepare and apply with confidence. We'll also share a success story from someone who used one-stop services to overcome barriers and build a better future for themselves. If you're new to the one-stop system, here's what it is. It's a statewide network of career centers that offer free support, job listings, training programs, resume help, career counseling, and more. It's designed to meet you where you are and connect you to local resources and support and help you get to where you want to go. This is JobTalk Vermont. Let's get to work. It's time to meet the employer. Let's hear directly from the people doing the hiring. In this segment, we sit down with a Vermont employer to learn about their company, the roles they're looking to fill, and what makes a great candidate. If you've ever wondered what it's like behind the scenes, this is your chance to find out. This is JobTalk Vermont. Let's meet the employer. Today, we are meeting with Chris Loso, owner of Loso's Professional Janitorial Services. Welcome, Chris. It's
Thanks.
great to have you join us today.
Thank you, Paul. Nice to be here.
Great. Well, I'm really excited to have you join and talk about your company and the jobs you have to offer. Before we get into all of that, would you start by telling us a little bit about your career path and how you came to be the owner of Loso's Professional Janitorial Services?
So yes, my career path is very not the normal career path. I worked in the federal government. I worked for U.S. Senator James Jeffords for 4 years, and I worked in President Bill Clinton's White House for a year in the Office of Management and Budget, and then was in corporate consulting for 22 years. And my father called me one day and said, I am looking to retire in the next 5 years. And he said, how would you like to make a change in your business? And at that point, I was ready to come back to Vermont. I was living in New York City and Washington, D.C. for a number of years. And I said, let me think about it. And he lured me in. So I've been here working in the business since 2016.
Hey, that's great. What a story. We all have different career paths, and we love on this show to share them and give people an understanding of how others, got to where they are today. And so I do thank you for sharing that with us. Now I'd love to hear more about your company. So you own a janitorial services company in Vermont. Mm-hmm. Tell us a little bit about the company, the history, and what you're all about.
Definitely. The company was started in 1984 by my father, and now we've been in business for over 41 years. Started off as just a small business that he was doing part-time while working in education, and now it's built itself up to a full-service cleaning company. We focus on commercial cleaning, not residential cleaning. We also provide, in addition to the normal cleaning services, we provide carpet and floor care, window washing, construction cleanup, and so forth. And we have approximately 100 employees working across the state of Vermont.
Wow, that's excellent. That's quite an array of services you offer. So you service all counties across Vermont. So you're covering a lot of service area. Mm-hmm. I see that's impressive. So what positions are currently open, and which ones are your highest priority to fill?
Yep. Right now, the positions that we have open are actually primarily in the evening. Most of the people that we hire are part-time employees, and that can range for some folks that work for an average of 8 hours a week, maybe a couple nights a week, and then we have those that are working 25 to 30 hours a week. And right now, the open positions are primarily in Chittenden County. Across the state in some of these smaller towns that we service, we find people down there and they stay for years. So we typically don't have issues outside of Chittenden County. So right now we have a few positions that are between 10 to 25 hours a week, and we have 3 open positions right now.
Oh, that's excellent. Let's pull up one of those positions on the screen, shall we? And talk a little bit about that. So the first one we've got here is an office cleaner, part-time day and evening work. Could you tell us a little bit about this position?
Definitely. We just filled last week the daytime position, but the evening position, it's right on the South Burlington-Williston border off of Kimball Avenue, and that's straight office cleaning. And it's basically going in terms of just a typical cleaning tasks. You're dusting and wiping down in cubicles and in offices, and then you're cleaning and disinfecting bathrooms and kitchen areas, and then there's vacuuming in the carpeted areas, and then the floors in the bathrooms and kitchen is mopping, sweeping and mopping that, and then cleaning entryways. During the summer you have cobweb issues and so forth, so knocking those down with a high duster. So it's pretty straightforward work.
Are these jobs, would someone in this position work on a team, or is this independent work?
That's a good question. Now, we do have 2 teams. We call them red teams. I have 2 supervisors that go out, and we have 3 on one team and 2 on another that go in. If we have people that are on vacation or they're sick or we have an open job, they go out and conduct the cleaning at those sites, or we have special projects. So those positions are open, and we have a few people that work 5 days a week on the red team. We have a couple people that work 3 days a week. So it's a much more flexible team. The only requirement there is they have to be at the office about 5 or 10 of 5 o'clock, 10 minutes before, so the team leaves right at 5. In terms of the work that's available right now, we have some people that work on teams, but they have designated tasks that are associated with the work that they do, so there's no overlap in responsibilities. But the open position that we have on the border of South Burlington and Williston is a one-person job.
Okay, great. And what kind of experience or skills are you looking for in a candidate?
If someone has cleaning experience, that's great. I like to say that most people, when they come in, they always say, well, we clean our house. Well, I think that's perfect, because for us, we like to, we've been in business for 41 years. We have cleaning standards that we would actually feel just as comfortable with someone with experience as someone without experience is teaching how we actually clean. We also gain knowledge from people that have experience that come to the table, but a lot of times folks that don't have experience, we're fine with that. We'll train them.
Oh, that's great. That's really important for people who are getting into a new type of work, who want to switch careers, or someone who's never worked before, right? It's really satisfying to hear that local employers are supporting the need for training.
Yes, we take training very seriously, and I like to say that the amount of time that you spend on the front end with someone that starts with the company to help make them feel comfortable and understand the job that they do will pay dividends on the back end.
That's excellent. So with this job, what's the starting range? And starting as a part-time day or evening work office cleaner, does that lead to other opportunities within your company?
It could. I'd have to say that we're a relatively flat organization. So me as the owner and the president, I have an operations manager, and then I have basically 3 supervisors, 2 focused on the cleaning and 1 on the carpet and floor care side. So in terms of any movement, it would be more of, I have a couple people that have been with me for a long time that serve as kind of like my eyes and ears at a larger site that we do have a number of people working at. So they'll be paid higher for that. It's also, they know the insides and outsides of that organization. So they're also helpful in terms of when person's trained up, they'll help with the training. They'll also help in making sure that the new person that starts cleaning, they're checking in, make sure they're okay.
Yeah, that's great. And and sharing those details with people so that they understand, your business's organizational structure and the expectations that people can have when they get into a role, that, there maybe is less upward mobility in certain positions, but they are good positions nonetheless. They do provide training, and your positions also provide benefits.
We do.
So-
And just to step back, in terms of the type of people that we see come through the doors more often are those that might be working during the day and they just need a little bit of extra income in the evening. So a lot of them are part-time for that reason. So that's why we'll accommodate someone we have someone that works for us for a 6-hour schedule because they work during the day, they have crazy hours, they just want a little bit more spending money.
Right.
But in terms of the benefits that we offer, for anyone that works over 20 hours a week, after they've been with the company for 1 year, we have what they call a 401k/profit sharing plan. So once they're eligible, once they've been with the company working 20 hours a week for a full year, they get into the profit share portion automatically. So even if they are working during the day and they have a 401k or a 403b, depending on the organization, they'll still have that profit share eligibility for them. If they decide they want to contribute on top of that, the 401k portion is whatever the employee will, let's say they give $15 a week or $20 a week, we'll match that at 3%. So there's two portions of that. And people really like the profit sharing side. They're like, oh, sure, we don't want to contribute. And then the first year, and they're like, well, you're going to get money anyway. And in year two, they see how much they have. Like, well, maybe I will give $15. Even though I have a 401k, it'd be nice to have this one too. So I think it's a great benefit. For those working 30 hours a week, we offer health insurance. As you know, the cost of health insurance has gone up so dramatically. Our goal is we try to keep at approximately 70% to pay for the insurance for them. And we offer plans in the bronze, the silver, the gold, and the platinum for folks. So we work with them on that as well.
That's quite a variety. That's really good to hear. Hey, can we look at the second job available? There we go. A floor carpet care specialist. I know you mentioned that's one of the job responsibilities. So tell us a little bit about this particular position, if you could.
We've had a supervisor that's worked for us. We call him the maestro. He is just, he's an artist in terms of the work that he does. He's been with us for approximately close to 20 years now. So we're looking for someone to assist him. It might be beneficial if they have the skills, but we can also teach that person. So we're looking for someone that can work with him and learn, and potentially down the road, we can branch out and have 2 people doing carpet and floor job. We have a lot of work in that area. So we have one person that's working there now as he's a supervisor of 1. So we'd like to have someone that can build off of his knowledge base and skills that could, be a great skill for someone to have, whether with us or on their own.
It sounds like a tremendous opportunity to be able to work under a highly skilled employee that's been with you for over 2 decades now, who certainly knows the ins and outs of not just your business, but the industry as well. I see that as a great opportunity. Sometimes the training that employees get is not always the formal, this is how you do this job type training from their supervisor. It's picking up the job, responsibilities, processes and procedures from a more experienced employee.
Yep.
And that's something that, you can talk about, hey, we have training, but it's hard to articulate to someone that you're going to be working with an amazing employee who will teach you a lot of things. So
Yes.
it's good to hear that. Yeah, for sure. And so if we're looking at the company, structure, what's the company culture like? What's it like to work there? You did mention that you've had some employees there for 20 plus years. It sounds like you've got a great, positive, supportive culture. I'd like to hear from you a little bit more about what you think makes your company culture unique.
Yeah, definitely. I think the words that come to mind are, one is mutual respect. I think, a lot of times in the cleaning industry, they're going in at night and so forth, and a lot of times, the cleaner did this, the cleaner did that, or they just don't feel like the work means anything. And I try to make sure that it does mean something and vocalize that to them. I think what's important is the communication piece. So if they, and I think this really lends to a strong work environment and a good culture, is if a cleaner has an issue or a challenge that they're facing, like equipment's not working, or there's something that's happening at a client site they need to have taken care of because it's happening a lot and it's taking them more time, is we listen and we react. So, a client will call me and say, hey, we need to have something addressed. We address it that day. It's the same thing with our people. And I think they appreciate that, and they stay for that reason.
Yeah, timeliness, responsiveness, people value that and appreciate it.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. So, what kind of turnover do you see? What do you think keeps the employees sticking around?
Definitely. I was just actually going through the calculations this past year, and I always, toward the end of the year, look to see what our turnover rate is. And I was just looking up because I wanted to see what the national average is, and I've seen figures as high as 200% turnover in the commercial cleaning industry. I'm surprised to say, and I think a little bit is based on the fact that Vermont's such a small state, but our turnover rate is 25%, which I think in this state I've heard figures of like 50 to 70% turnover, and we're well below that, which I think that lends itself to the fact that we really care about our people.
Yeah, so do you have any examples of, so when you say you care for your employees, and it sounds like you've got a great benefits package, you're responsive, and you're supportive of your employees. Could you share with our viewers maybe some stories of something that makes your company culture unique, how you've supported your employees, and something that you think could really stick out and as a unique thing for your business?
Yeah, on the management team, I try to instill that the fact with our folks that if an employee has a challenge, is let's be part of a solution, right? So, and I learned this a long time ago with a job I had in consulting, was if you're ever going to bring up a problem, at least offer some solution. So that's been my mindset ever since. And there's two examples I can think of. One of them happened down in Addison County. We had an employee that we just hired, but she didn't have a lot of money, and she was able to walk to the site, which was very convenient for her. It would take between 8 to 10 minutes to get there. But during the snow in Vermont, if you don't have the right footwear, it can be a little bit sloppy on your feet. So I had heard about that, and I ended up giving her some money to buy some boots, and that's helped her. And she's been with us now for 4 or 5 years. She's been great. Another situation is we all have challenges that come up in our lives, and I always try to instill in my employees, the folks that I work with, that if something comes up as a challenge, come to me, feel comfortable, come to me and communicate what that is, and let's try to think of a solution together. In this case, it was a medical condition that one of my employees had been with me for a while, and I said, take the time that you need. We'll hold the position for you, and then when you come back, which she did about 3.5 months later, we had held it for her, and she resumed her job. So.
Yeah, that's great. These are great stories that I want the viewers to really absorb. Locally owned small businesses offer benefits that other larger businesses and organizations are unable to offer. These small businesses can work with you, can offer more flexibility, and support in ways that larger organizations sometimes can't. And so please, I offer, give these small businesses a chance, apply, interview, and discuss, and be open about what your needs are and what sort of supports you may need. The right employer will be there for you. And I think Chris is a great example of that. And so we really appreciate you sharing those anecdotes with us.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we're looking at people are, going online, they're looking for jobs to apply to. Who are you hoping applies? And what sort of candidates are you looking for? Experience, skills, mindset, what have you? Could tell us a little bit about that.
Yep. In terms of skills, like I said before, if you have the skills in cleaning or floor, carpet work, what have you, that's great. But we can also train you, so we're always open to that. And it does not mean that if you don't have any cleaning experience at all that you can't get a job. I think sometimes learning good habits, we've been doing this for 41 years. I have a good management team. We spend a lot of time on training on the front end to make sure we're not just throwing someone at a client site. We have it all documented, as well as just going through and training with people. If you need 3 days, 4 days, however long it takes, I think we really dedicate that time to make sure there's no issues in the future. But in terms of the skills I look for, it's really more of what we've heard in our industry, but across workforce development world, is the soft skills. So showing up, asking questions, communicating clearly, and just putting the time in. And those types of skill sets can go a long way for any career that you're looking to be in.
Yeah, I agree. Can you share a word of advice with our viewers to support them with their job search in general, or their career development? You can think back on your own career path, or what you're as a small business owner. Just tap into those experiences and share with our viewers something that they can take with them.
Yeah, definitely. Whether you've conducted cleaning, commercial, residential in the past, or haven't been in the industry at all, I think doing your homework up front, understand if there's a job description showing what the hours are and what days they are and so forth, really take a hard look and see whether that is something that you can work out before you go in for an interview, that is something that you can take on for work. Also, when you show up to the interview, an interview to me is more of a conversation, like what we're having today. You're learning about me. I'm learning more about the work that you do and so forth. So when you go in for that interview, it's not always the right fit for you. Employer was looking, okay, you're the right fit for us, but same thing for you as an employee or someone coming in applying for a job. And if it doesn't fit, that's fine too. I think as an employer, and talking to other folks in my industry as well, is just as there's a follow-up and there's a position offered and you don't want it, it's not a bad thing to call back or email and say, upon further reflection, this is not a good fit for me at this time. I think that goes a long way, and you never know, you might be applying in the future. So
yeah,
keeping the door open.
Totally agree. I think the job search process can often be overwhelming and have people feeling like they're not connecting, they're not being seen or heard throughout the application process. And hearing you say that, no, it is important to communicate with the employers, that goes to show that the employers are hearing and listening to you, and they're seeing these candidates. Mm-hmm. And so, like I shared on our last episode, one of the job search strategies called Apply with Purpose, right? Where we're telling candidates, don't send out tons of resumes to various jobs that really have no interest for you, right? Or not well suited for you. Focus on things that, target your job applications to jobs that suit you best, that fit with your personality, your experience, your goals, your career path, whatever that may be. Be really honest with yourself about which jobs work. And if they don't, if you think one does and then you interview and it doesn't, communicate that to the employer. Maybe just meeting with them and sending that email is enough of a connection to get you a job somewhere else or a job with that same company. And so I think that that's a great point that you shared with us today. Thank you. Yeah, that's really all the questions we have today. I appreciate everything you shared with us, and I think it's been really valuable in connecting the viewers to a small business locally owned in Vermont and with various opportunities. I'm really happy to have you join us. I would love for people to be able to connect with you when we're finished with this program. So how can interested folks apply to learn more about these opportunities?
Definitely. They can go onto our website, which I think is posted, Loso's Janitorial.com. Then I think the best way is just call the office with 802-863-3063. And I have an operation manager, Heather, or myself. We'll answer the phone and we can come in. And I would like to say, even if we don't have an open position at that time or if it's not a good fit, I do recommend coming in anyway if you're interested, because something always opens up. And we had someone that came in and a month later I hired him because the right position came up for him. So I say come in anyway and learn more about the company.
Yeah, don't think you got to wait for the best time, right? Find a job that works for you, that fits, apply, and see what happens.
Yep.
Yeah, good things do happen. So big thanks to Chris Loso for sharing these insights with us today. If you're looking for your next opportunity, this could be your chance. Head to their website at lososjanitorial.com or check out vermontjoblink.com to connect with other open positions near you. It's time to explore hot jobs. It's time to explore what's hiring across Vermont. And this month, we're putting a spotlight on manufacturing. October is Manufacturing Month, a time to celebrate one of Vermont's most vital industries. Manufacturing employs over 28,000 Vermonters statewide and contributes more than $3 billion annually to our economy. 1 in 11 jobs in Vermont is in manufacturing. From precision tools to specialty foods, Vermont-made products are known for quality, innovation, and craftsmanship. Manufacturing jobs offer more than just a paycheck. They provide stability, skill building, and long-term career growth. Whether you're just starting out or looking to transition into a hands-on, high-impact role, this sector has something for you. In this segment, we've pulled current job listings from vermontjoblink.com to highlight real opportunities available right now. This is JobTalk Vermont. Let's find a job. Our first job, manufacturing technician, full or part-time. It's with OnLogic in South Burlington, and it offers $44,000 to $47,000 a year salary. They're looking for someone with a bachelor's degree, and they offer benefits, and the job description says that you're responsible for system assembly, testing, packaging, material movements, and technical support for custom computer systems. They want someone who's flexible so that they can take on different positions within the operations department. Manufacturing operations leader in the forge business. This is with GE Aerospace out of Rutland. They're offering $148,000 to $198,000 a year. They want you to have a bachelor's degree and 5 years of operations leadership experience. And this role is responsible for overseeing all aspects of their forging operations. Drive operational excellence utilizing lean, SQDC methodologies. For more information about this job, visit vermontjoblink.com for details. The manufacturing operator with Agilent Technologies out of Winooski. They're offering $19 to $27.64 an hour. Plus there's eligibility for bonus, stock, and benefits. They want someone with a high school diploma or an equivalent. They offer paid training, and the job description says you're going to set up and operate basic fabrication processes and fabricating assemblies for the Agilent product line. You're going to monitor quality and collect data for each production operation. Visit vermontjoblink.com for more details. Another job we have is in the finishing department of the manufacturing team with Roselle out of Westfield. They're offering $16 an hour wages. They're looking for someone with a high school diploma or an equivalent. They offered paid training. The job description says you'll operate equipment, packaging, facility maintenance, and provide general production support. So visit vermontjoblink.com for more details. Quality engineer in the manufacturing group with Mack Molding Company Incorporated out of Arlington. They're offering a $65,000 a year salary, and they're looking for someone with a bachelor's degree. The job description says you'll provide support to new business development relating to quality matters, draft preliminary quality plans, provide cost and time estimates for anticipated quality department services such as metrology or validation services. So check out VermontJobLink.com for more details. Additional details for all these jobs can be found at VermontJobLink.com. Apply to one that suits you best. It's time to make it happen. Getting hired takes more than just applying. It takes preparation. In Make It Happen, we share practical tips to help you build a strong resume, sharpen your interview skills, and navigate the job search with confidence. Whether you're just starting out or re-entering the workforce, these strategies are designed to help you take action and move forward. This is JobTalk Vermont. Let's make it happen. When it comes to interviews, storytelling is your secret weapon, and the STAR method helps you tell the right story, the right way. Use STAR to tell clear, confident stories that show your skills in action. STAR stands for situation, task, action, and result. It's a simple structure that helps you answer behavioral questions like, tell me about a time you solved a problem, or how do you handle pressure? Here's how it works. Situation is where you set the scene. Talk about what was happening, or briefly describe the context or challenge. Task. What was your role or goal? Explain what that role or responsibility was to the employer. And your action. What did you do to solve it? Share the steps you took to address it. And the result. What was the result of the actions that you took? Highlight the outcome and talk about what changed or improved. Practice a few STAR stories before your next interview, and you'll walk in ready to shine. It's time to celebrate success. Success comes in many forms, and every step forward deserves recognition. In this segment, we share real stories from Vermonters who've used one-stop services to overcome challenges, build new skills, and take meaningful steps toward employment. These aren't just career wins, they're personal triumphs that reflect resilience, growth, and the power of community support. When one of us succeeds, we all move forward together. This is JobTalk Vermont. Let's celebrate success. Cheyenne's journey is one of quiet strength and determined progress. Living in Rochester, Vermont, she faced a long list of barriers: anxiety, depression, physical health challenges, housing insecurity, and limited access to transportation. Without a driver's license or public transit, even getting to support services was a struggle. On top of that, she had unpaid caregiving responsibilities and had withdrawn from high school during her senior year. But Cheyenne never stopped trying. She spent nearly 2 years attempting to earn her GED through self-study, but her mental health made it difficult to stay on track. Everything changed when she connected with the CSAC Jobs program. That partnership led her to Vermont Adult Learning, where she found a supportive advisor, flexible tutoring, and a clear path forward. With help from Vermont Adult Learning, Higher Ability, Invest EAP, and CSAC, Cheyenne passed all 4 GED subject tests and earned her diploma in August 2025. That milestone opened the door to her next goal. She's now enrolled full-time in CCV's Human Services program, working toward a career in social work with the Department for Children and Families. Cheyenne's story is a powerful reminder that success isn't always loud. It's steady, intentional, and built on the strength of community support and personal resilience. Visit us at the One Stop Job Center to help you navigate your path to success. I look forward to sharing your story in a future episode. It's time for One Stop Events. Let's talk about what's happening across Vermont to help you move forward in your career. In this segment, we spotlight upcoming one-stop events, job fairs, training sessions, workshops, and more, all designed to connect you with the tools, people, and opportunities that make a real difference. Whether you're polishing your resume, exploring new industries, or preparing for interviews, these events are built to meet you where you are and help you take the next step in your career. So grab your calendar, take note, and get ready to show up prepared and confident. This is JobTalk Vermont. Let's get you there. The Vermont Department of Labor hosts regular webinars covering resume writing, interviewing, and reemployment strategies. Check out those webinar details on vermontjoblink.com/events. The United States Postal Service is having hiring events Tuesdays throughout Vermont. Make sure you stop by to meet with their rep and talk about a potential job with the Postal Service. The Department of Labor also does labor on location, where they go out to sites, be it your libraries or local organizations, and they set up a place to come meet. You can connect with staff, talk about your needs, and put together a plan for your path moving forward. It's one way that we work in the one-stop system to come to the people, to come to you where you're at, and provide more accessible options to connect with the Department of Labor and all the services that the one-stop system offers. There are many other one-stop events listed on vermontjoblink.com, and I urge you to go check out the details for each one of those events. Stop by tabling sessions, labor on locations, or various hiring events and job fairs. You can find all the details at vermontjoblink.com/events. Look forward to seeing you there. Thank you for spending time with us on JobTalk Vermont. Today's episode was a powerful reminder that opportunity is alive and well across our state. From local employers to community partners, from job tips to success stories, we've seen how connection and preparation can lead to real progress. Whether you're just starting out, re-entering the workforce, or ready to take your next big step, Vermont's one-stop system is here for you, with personalized support, statewide resources, and a team that believes in your potential. Visit us at our comprehensive one-stop job center at 63 Pearl Street in Burlington, or find a one-stop center near you. Explore job openings at vermontjoblink.com. Your journey matters, your goals are valid, and your next opportunity might be closer than you think. This is JobTalk Vermont. Let's work together.